Roman philosopher Pliny the Elder once said, "Home is where the heart is." I didn't learn the true value of these words until I moved out of my childhood home back in July, scared to leave such a familiar place. Today, I will take you all on a small field trip to the place I grew up. I want to first recognize the wonderful family moments shared in the living room, the happy holidays spent in the dining room, and the household shenanigans in the kitchen. Saying goodbye is hard, but one final reflection will help to show that nothing has been lost, and unforgettable moments with my family were gained. Our first stop is the living room. I think as soon as you see this room, you know exactly who lives there. Wall space in my home always reflected personality. From big mariachi sombreros to a huge New York picture to even brass instruments. It was the room where my mother and father's personalities were mixed, the family room. A vivid memory I keep is, on accident, I jumped on my sister and broke her pinky. That was a bad memory. We look back at it now and laugh because it was a little funny. This room is also where I first played a trumpet. I took the horn after a brief how-to from my father, clenched my cheeks, and I tried my best. My family also watched a lot of horror movies in that room. Even though we were scared out of our wits, this time with my family will always be remembered on the good side of the spectrum. Now let's shuffle on down to the dining room. Every single Christmas, my family would pick out plates from our beautiful china cabinet, and we'd set the table for a nice holiday meal. It would only ever be just the four of us, but that's all we ever really needed. This is also the room where we'd set up the Christmas tree. My mother would let my sister Jackie and I decorate it how we'd want, but we'd always go back to our natural colors of gold and maroon. Sorry, Mr. Brasher, a little close to CMU colors. Anyways, Thanksgiving. Sometimes my grandparents would knock on our door to celebrate with us on this occasion. Well, more than likely just to eat our food. They snuck out of my aunt's house and her vegetarian cooking and sat down with us instead. That's definitely one memory I am thankful for. The final room we will travel to is the kitchen. My mother is notable for always creating wonderful dishes. From street tacos to meatloaf, she always makes sure her family is well fed and happy. A fond memory of mine was her trying to teach my father how to salsa dance. The spirits in that room made it feel like the safest place in the world. While she cooked, I'd sometimes watch her, and it would just be amazing to me how she would use so many ingredients to create one amazing dish. Of course, many kids' memories involve awkward accidents, so I'll just add one in here. The sliding doors in the kitchen led out to the backyard, and sometimes kid me couldn't tell when the door was open or closed. Unfortunately, I thought it was a good idea to run straight through them and hit my face up against a glass. Yeah, I'm able to embarrassingly laugh about it now, but just like my sister's poor pinky, it took a long time to heal. Your home is where your heart is, and I believe it. My home will always be my family. The memories made in the living room were a roller coaster ride, from jump scares to new experiences to some unfortunate accidents. The dining room was the sanctuary where we could be every holiday in no need of anyone else. In the kitchen, this room was the family playground, where trouble is bound to happen, where dance lessons could be had, and where the art of cooking could truly be expressed. I may have left the place I lived for my entire childhood, but it's priceless to learn that I will always have the memories with my family to call home.